Hello, guys. Welcome back to Frank Predict, where we analyze the Premier League games for the weekend. It's been an interesting title race so far. Um, Last week we kind of saw what happened unexpectedly. Arsenal lost at home to West Ham. I always say it's a London derby. Every time you hear me say anything can happen in the London derby, so for me it's not a surprise because it's a London derby. Anything can happen. That's why anything can happen in a London derby. It's not a guaranteed win for anybody. It's like with Everton as well. When Liverpool came, Liverpool dropped points because it's a derby. That's just how it is. Man United, they went to Man City, even though they were poor, on very poor form, they won the game. It's a derby. United went to Liverpool. Everybody expected Liverpool to destroy United, but that game ended, 2-2, and United almost won the game in the last minute. It's a derby. So that's what happens in a derby. Anything can happen. You can be the informed team, and then the other guys will come and they will just give 110%. So form doesn't count. So I'm not surprised at all with what happened. But I guess um, I was surprised to see Liverpool win at City. It's been a while. I can't remember when last Liverpool won a game at City, right? In fact, since 2019, it was just one win at City. So it tells you that it's a difficult ground. They go there, they either lose or draw. But to win and to win in that manner, restricting City from creating chances, stopping City from scoring a goal, keeping a clean sheet, I think it sends a message that, oh, Liverpool are serious about the title. And then in the top four battle, Bournemouth lost their game, Chelsea lost, Nottingham Forest lost. And these guys are all the guys that are going for the top four. So I think the guys that gain point that weekend is Newcastle and then Brighton. Although I don't expect both of them to finish in the top four, to be honest. Yeah, but that's kind of like a quick recap of what happened. And then United, they came from behind to get a draw 2-2, but they were extremely lucky because that should have been a last minute penalty and they could have lost the game again and it will be all the negativity. So we'll see what happens and see if they can build from that result. But I guess to look at like and preview the midweek games, we'll start with Chelsea again. Chelsea, they play Southampton. Chelsea have been struggling, right? When last did Chelsea win a game? Maybe they have like one win in the last 6, 7 Premier League games. But if you remember, there was a time that Chelsea had the opportunity to go top of the league. I remember, I think it was in December, Chelsea had the chance to go first. Like if they win, they will go first. It looks like it was from that particular moment that started crumbling. It's like that pressure of, entering the title race because all Chelsea fans will keep telling you, we're not in the title race, we're not in the title race. We just want to win our game. We're not in the title race. So the fact that they now had the chance to win and go first, I think all the players now realize that, oh, hold on, we could actually be in the title race. And I think they're now maybe ready or up for it. Couple up with injuries and poor form to maybe players like Palmer and Jackson stop firing at the critical time. I think all that contributed to Chelsea dropping down the table and now fighting for top four. And I do think that if Chelsea finish in the top four, it will be a good result for them. It will be a good season, new manager trying to get the team sorted and getting top four first season. I think is a good season. And I think that next season Chelsea will be stronger. I think Chelsea will be stronger next season. But yeah, looking at the game against Southampton, Southampton is the worst team in the league, losing to everybody, bottom of the table. Chelsea playing at home. I fancy Chelsea to win. It doesn't matter how poor, how bad Chelsea is. Chelsea should have enough quality to win this game, even if it's not straightforward, even if it's maybe not going to be as easy as you expect. But yeah, I have Chelsea to win at home. Surely Chelsea will win this game. So I think we should not spend too much time on that. Let's just move on to the big games for tomorrow. United vs Ipswich. Okay, Ipswich, second, I think, or third to the last in the league. Also struggling in the relegation battle. Already played draw with United. By the way, I think Amorim's first game was against Ipswich and it was 1-1. And now they're coming to Old Trafford. What will happen? They'll set up to defend and hit United on the break because there will be space for them to do that. United is playing this 4-3-3. This 3-4-3, and we know that there will always be space for them to hit United on the break. But I mean, at home with the poor results that United have been getting in the league. I think last 4 league games, 3 defeats, 1 draw. I think this is the game that United will finally get 3 points. So I have United to beat Ipswich at home. I think United will have enough to beat Ipswich, like at Old Trafford with the fans and everybody. I think United has enough to beat Ipswich, so I would not spend too much time on the game. So we'll just move on to the 2 big games for tomorrow that has an impact on the title race. That's the game Arsenal Forest and then Liverpool Newcastle. Let's remember, Liverpool have 11-point gap over Arsenal, but they played 1 game more, right? So Arsenal has a game in hand. If Arsenal win that game, then it will be 8 points. So let's say hypothetically Arsenal has won the outstanding game, so they have 8 points, and Liverpool have they win, and Liverpool has this 8-point lead. It's not over then, right? It's not over, because tomorrow, if Arsenal win their game and then Liverpool lose to Newcastle, then we're back to 5 points, right? I know 11 points sounds very big, it's over, but technically it would not happen tomorrow. But let's just say if Liverpool lose and Arsenal win, then what's going to happen? The gap is going to come down to 8 points, but Arsenal will have 1 game in hand, right? And if Arsenal win that game, then it's 5 points. And remember, Arsenal have to play Liverpool, right? So let's assume all that happens and then Arsenal keep it at 5 points, and then second to the last game or third to the last game, then I play each other. Then Arsenal beat Liverpool. Then suddenly it will be 2 points with 2 games to go. And then Liverpool will now be under pressure to win the 2 games to be champions, because even the draw might give Arsenal the opportunity to kind of sneak in. So it's not over. I think Liverpool know it's not over, and they'll be taking the games seriously. But looking at the first game, Arsenal going away to Nottingham Forest, I think the last 2 times Arsenal went to Forest, they lost. I think last season as well, their title race, I think either last season or the season before, it kind of collapsed when they went to Forest. Forest is high flying, although Forest too, they've had a blip in this their top 4 hopes, like, and fight. They've been third for a very long time. They're still third, but they've lost, some games. They lost. I think they lost to, was it Crystal Palace? And then this Newcastle defeat. Initially, at one point, it was 4-1 before they scored 2 to make it 4-3. So I feel like Forest is going to be up for that game. They need the win, right? Because all other teams are catching up on them. Before they kick off, City, Chelsea could have closed the gap today. Newcastle, they don't know if Newcastle is going to beat Liverpool also to close the gap. And all these other teams are trying to, solidify their place in that top 4. So I think Forest is under serious pressure to win. And as for Arsenal, they need to win, right? They need to win. So because if they don't win and then Liverpool beat Newcastle, then we will now start talking about Arsenal being in the top 4 battle and not even in the title race. So they need to win. What do I think? I don't see Arsenal beating Forest. I don't see Arsenal beating Forest. The front three for Arsenal will, with a makeshift striker in Merino, I don't just see how it's going to work. Because Forest have good defenders, right? All these are Murillo and the rest. They have good defense. They have a very good goalkeeper, and they've been conceding late goals lately, like they conceded 4 against Newcastle. And I feel like they will go back to their normal approach, which is low block. So when they play these smaller teams, they open up and they try to go for it, and that's why they're conceding goals. But when they play bigger teams, Liverpool, we saw how they played 1-1 with Liverpool, Man City, and all these other people, they will do their low block, hit on the break. They have fast players, Elanga, Hudson-Odoi, and Chris Wood, where the opportunity to come, he scores. So they will do the same thing that West Ham did against Arsenal. But the only difference, I think, is Forest have better defenders and they have better attackers, right? Their counter-attack is more effective than that of West Ham. If you look at how West Ham scored Arsenal, it was the break, right? Arsenal pressing them, looking for the goal, and then just one break, they score. So I think that that's exactly what Forest is going to do. Sit deep, soak the pressure, hit Arsenal on the break, because, Arsenal, they will let Arsenal dominate possession and they will hit Arsenal on the break. And I think that will work. I think it will work, because with the red card to the Miles Lewis Kelly, I think we will have now in right back or left back will be Calafiori. Personally, I don't think he's a very good defender. I think he's good going forward. I don't think he's very good defending. So yes, I think Forest will have their opportunities to hit on the break and they'll fancy themselves to get some goals in that game. As for Arsenal, I don't know if they can get a goal in the game with this their front line. Yeah, they could get a goal from corner kick. Actually, Gabriel can come, or maybe one Trossard, or somebody else can step up. But I don't just see how Arsenal is going to outscore Forest. So unfortunately, I think that Arsenal's title hopes will. I don't want to say it will end tomorrow because the Newcastle and Liverpool game is going to be a close game as well. But yeah, for me, I have Arsenal to lose that game. I don't see how Arsenal is going to get a result because a draw is like a defeat for Arsenal at this point. They need 3 points, and I don't see them getting 3 points at Forest. Then the last game for tomorrow is the big one: Newcastle versus Liverpool. These two teams they've qualified for the EFL Cup final. They're playing next month, so this is going to be more like a it's going to be a different game, right? Because Liverpool is in that position whereby they can afford to play a draw. I feel like Newcastle will be like, okay, fine, we're in the top 4 fight, but mentality-wise, we don't want to go into that final having lost twice already to Liverpool, because I think they lost to Liverpool already. Okay, no, they played a draw. It was like an interesting draw, a 3-3 draw in the first leg at Newcastle. So I think Newcastle will try not to lose, because then they want to go into the final with the mentality that, okay, we've played you twice, we did not lose. This is the third time. That can give you some confidence. So I think that Newcastle will not be the Newcastle that attacking. I think Newcastle will do a low block. Funny enough, I think Newcastle will do a low block. They will be happy to play, let Liverpool have the ball, hit Liverpool on counter, and take advantage of the pace they have in the wings with their Godon, with their Isak. So I think that's how the game is going to play out. So it's going to be more like a close game. It will not be like the game whereby Newcastle was attacking at home, that we got 3-3. It's going to be kind of a tactical game, because all the managers will be thinking about next month's final. I think it's in 2 weeks' time. So you don't want to play your cards early, right? You want to ensure that no matter what happens, you don't lose the game. So I won't be surprised if the game ends in a draw. Liverpool at home will always be favorite against anyone, to be honest. At this point, Liverpool is favorite against anyone in Europe. Even when Madrid was visiting, I said Liverpool was favorite against Madrid. When Bayern Leverkusen was visiting, I said Liverpool was favorite against Bayern Leverkusen, because these are Champions League teams, right? Top Champions League teams. Even when Man City came, I said they are favorite against Man City. So I think I will give Liverpool the respect they deserve and say they are favorite in this game at home against Newcastle. But in terms of how I think the game will go, I think the game will be a tricky, cheeky game whereby Newcastle is kind of defending, hitting on the break. If Liverpool is not careful, they will punish them, right? They will punish them on the break, because we know in that transition, in terms of the break, Isak, that the pace of Isak, he wants that space to run into. Godon can take advantage of Alexander-Arnold on the right wing. So it will be an interesting game to watch. But slightly, I will have Liverpool as favorite to win. But again, as I said, it will not be straightforward. So yeah, that's the end of my prediction for this week. So just a quick recap. I think United is going to finally get a win. I think struggling Chelsea too will get a win. I think Arsenal will not be able to get a win at Forest. And I think Liverpool might just get a win over Newcastle, but it will be close. So yeah, just let me know what you think in the comment section, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Also share with your friends. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.